this working? I think it's working. I have to check. Right, seems good. Oh. Alright, I was gonna do this, but I think I'm just gonna do the raid. I did the role quest. This is the role quest combination. Maybe after the raids, but I want to do that first. Where is it? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Unwelcome visitor. Glad I made a breakthrough. Man, I can't say I really care much for the storyline, but whatever. It only just began, so... Guys, perhaps we should start from the beginning with a crystal set adrift. In the depths of pandemonium, a presence yet stirs. Intentions and identity shrouded in mystery. That is the issue at hand, is it not? Since you returned to us, we worked tirelessly to discern the nature of the crystal. In the process, I detected an anomalous etheric signature which I believe arose from the memories stored within. Analysis of this pattern suggests a feeling of loss of yearning, specifically the yearning to be made whole, and indeed, ambient readings have revealed a faint but identical signature. This can only mean that another such crystal exists in our time. So my friend, I must depart to search for it forthwith. By tracing the matching etheric signature to the source, I believe it will be a simple matter to find our crystal's twin. Professor, will this expedition be carried out only by us, or will Glide grace us with his protection? I'm afraid he has more pressing matters to attend to, my dear Roos nod, namely to seek out the secrets which lie nestled within Pandemonium, where it all began. From all that we have heard, it appears the time traversal from the Crystal Tower is not fluid. That is to say, one can be travel in predetermined intervals. It can be prudent to check in on occasion in case there are any unanticipated changes. As for you, my loyal assistants, I would ask you to remain here and continue cataloging the ancient creations. You can't, mate. Do you intend to search for the crystal on your own? Yes, that would be the most efficient use of the resources, would it not? In fact, I have already commissioned a ship and a pilot for the very purpose. I trust you to take good care for the laboratory in my absence. Okay. I apologize for that somewhat abrupt departure. When progress is in sight, Professor Claudian tends to become blind to all else. Indeed, and he has been worse than usual. While I cannot fault him for his excitement, I do wish he would spare a thought for those around him. Crystal seems too low to be overboarding. Yes, yes, yes. More paragraphs. I'm going. You want me to investigate? Find out about these so-called failed creatures. There's gotta be more to it than what they're telling them. Okay, I will. They be writing paragraphs to say stuff that could be easily said. What is this? Where is this? The miss. Let's just fight the big body booms. Ra-ra-ra-do. I can't afford voice acting in the raids. Too much memory. Too many gigabytes. Asperos and Eric Thonios were two sides of the same coin. The former looked to his mentor with absolute devotion, while the latter looks to his father with bald hatred. What? Would not expect a familiar such as you to understand this, but such extreme emotions toward a single individual are quite rare indeed. Naturally, I feel gratitude toward my mother and father, yet we are all equals in the larger picture of the star. This view is not unique to myself, it is more or less accepted as the way of things. By contrast, the researchers of Pandemonium seem to view La Habrea with a feeling approaching obsession. Whether driven by love or hate, they have all been drawn to him. There were many other aspects of the facilities' particulars I found troubling. Besides, I decided the best course of action would be to Go straight to the source and pose my questions to a member of the words of La Abrea. Words of La Habrea speaker. My apologies to have kept you waiting, Master Themis. The myths. I understand you are conducting an investigation of Pandemonium and wish to know of its origins. Indeed, in particular, I wish to know why exactly Pandemonium was built directly on the Atlas. Indeed, I wish to know why this was built directly on the Elpis. The facility is overseen by the words of La Habrea after all. Why keep it so close to Elpis, whose governing body has no say in its day-to-day operations? At first I thought it to be simply a matter of convenience. Those creations which were deemed failures by the researchers of Elpis could be easily ushered into their new homes. Imagine my surprise when a trip to the archives revealed that many of the creations were sent from organizations beyond Elpis, including from the words of La Habrea themselves. Given this, albeit limited, information, I cannot but feel that the Academia Annider would have been a more fitting locale. What does Elpis have that cannot be found there? These are fitting questions, and ones we have asked ourselves many times in recent years. Alas, the nature of Pandemonium's construction does not lend itself to relocation. First, it was built, circumstances weren't as they are now. As you surmised, the majority of the creations kept within Pandemonium were sent from Elpis. Yet as the years passed and interests changed, failures and creations deemed too flawed even to submit to Elpis paradoxically drew the attention of Pandemonium's researchers. It's quite the change. With creations research, Master La Habrea, such authority is reserved for the chief keyword, and he has taken it upon himself to step into that role. Pandemonium's resources were being misused. It's beyond La Habrea's authority, correct? You know, not what you're suggesting, but the keywords also hold some sway within the facility. Master La Habrea would be free from scrutiny. They are duty-bound to report any irregularities as soon as possible. Though I admit, as of late, their communication has been somewhat sporadic. We but recently received a report from one of the keywords stating that all is well within Pandemonium's halls. Really? And you are certain that a keyword sent it? Yes, of course. Our communication suffered a temporary obstruction, but I can assure you that the words did their due diligence in confirming the identity of the sender. Thank you. This information will be helpful to my investigation. That will be all for my prime. And I shall take my leave. While you are yet permitted to conduct your investigation freely, I must remind you that the warder's work is delicate. and it would be remiss to disturb them for longer than is necessary. All is well, a blatant lie, and to that we can both attest. One of the remaining keywords is most certainly in league with the party behind us. Let us hurry. I know not why our adversary sent that report, but 'tis plain that we must return to Pandemonium with haste. Do I get to press buttons now? Cannot guess as to why this false report has risen now, but it certainly bodes ill, as does the knowledge that our mysterious mastermind has at least one more keyword to puppet. Regardless, they have tipped their hand, and we must be remiss to leave Eric Thonios at the mercy of their machinations. Let us hope no harm has befallen him. Not quite. I've traced these sigils countless times, yet still I lack the strength to maintain the spell. Now time works against me. I can no longer be victim to my own ineptitude. What? Who goes there? Unexpected guest. There's something to be admired in such single-minded effort, even if your methods leave much to be desired. You allowed this familiar to catch you unawares. Have you set your sights so high as to forget you walk upon the earth? I know this creature, familiar of the Phoenix. Oh yeah, but that monster is locked away. That is it is. In spite of the trouble I went into freeing it, I might add, begrudge me for addressing you in this ill-fitting form if you must, but with control of elful gales wrested from my grasp, it is simply the best I can offer you. Hide if you will, but mark my words, I will find you, and make you pay for the chaos you have sown. Now, there is no need for such hostility. A calm heart stays the course. The wisdom of La Brea, your father. And now you would... And how would you know what wisdom he speaks? I've heard those words many times, the scolding of a tutor whose student struggled to grasp the most rudimentary lesson, seething with disgust. No! I've not told that to anyone, not even keyword Hesperos. That can only mean one thing. Still, you insist on mocking me. Stop this farce, La Brea. At least you moved to keep up. Pity that you remain behind nevertheless. What? As you are, always you fail to learn, fail to understand, fail to act. And though fate deigned to offer you an escape, you remain here. You are bereft of magical prowess and common sense both. But you need not despair. Dull though you may be, you are yet indispensable to Pandemonium's great experiment. There's the affection I remember. Tell me, did I ever once measure up to your expectations? You shall take pride in that and rejoice to see your wish fulfilled. What wish? Come and all shall be revealed. All this rage, this hatred, is but a consequence of ignorance. Our desires align more than you know. What are you? Uninvited guests join our reunion. It seems fortune no longer favors you. You know I have any interest? Do you think I have any interest in listening to your prattle, let alone bowing to your will? I am no longer a child, and my fate lies with those who have earned it. So these are the heroes who brought Hesperos low, even as power divine flowed through his veins. Is plain there are worthier subjects to contend with? What was that familiar after? Thank you. If you had shown up even a moment later, I shudder to think what would have become of me. There's something I must tell you. I know who's behind this. There's but one person who can hold thrall over familiar, creation, and keyword alike. Masks of the Father. Is this Alexander? And so there can be but one conclusion. La Habrea was the driving force behind the chaos this chaos from the start. There is logic to that. There are few with the wherewithal to even consider experimentation on such a scale, let alone the capacity to create demigods from man and beast, with the rest of us none the wiser. Considering the magnitude of his work, with the complication in the words, his relatively minor role as chief keyword comes under little scrutiny, even as it provides him the authority to wield dangerous magics. It may serve as veil and mantle both. Still, I find the notion hard to accept. The misdeeds perpetrated here could not have been done by La Habrea I know. You have met him, yes? You think he is capable of this? Yeah. La Habrea is capable of far more than you know. Is he? So you believe La Habrea to be a man of few scruples. It brings his goals closer to reach. That alone should be enough. But let me assure you, La Habrea holds nothing so dear as his own ambition. While he may not be one to let emotion stand in the way of his mission, I cannot believe there are no depths to which he would not stoop. Although we met but briefly, the impression he left on me stands in stark contrast to your evaluation. Though his methods are ever unorthodox, they seem guided by a firm understanding of what is. There's one way to find out for certain. We delve deeper into pandemonium and pull back the curtain of this mystery ourselves. Wise course. I would not deny the truth if I saw it with my own eyes, even if it was discomfiting to behold. Not discomfort? Discomforting? Whatever. Then we must forward with no excess of caution. La Habrea, or whoever is behind us, has likely spread their tentacles to every corner of Pandemonium. We can safely assume the other keywords won't greet us with open arms. Agreed. Let us make our way through Abyssos, one careful step at a time. Shall stay by Erchthonios' side in case of our enemies think to target him again. Can I trouble you to take the vanguard? Thank you. As a precaution, I shall safeguard you with a simple spell. This will ensure that even though should we become separated, my phantom warriors will still come to your aid. If it does come to battle, the keywords' magics will put us at a disadvantage once again. Luckily, we have you to even the scale somewhat. I trust you shall be liberal with your weight. Showtime. Showtime. Yeah. They love their invisible walls. Like, why can't I go over in this area? Why? Is there any real purpose? They couldn't create this area over here? Not even on here. What the? Mina! Now they're making songs, huh? This is the one from the thing. I know this is a remix too. Proto Carbuncle. It's a little cramped in here. Da 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 melody. Searing Ray, probably get behind it, right? Yes. Pretty obvious. Ruby Glow, Raid Wide. Nope. Oh. What's happening? Someone's disconnected. Searing Ray. I predict this is a reflection. Yeah. That's when I saw it. The Yoshi P showing. I predicted that. It's pretty obvious. Kind of does big brain myself. Topaz Stones. Stay away from those. Raid what? I don't want to be where they are. There's a bunch of reflections. Sonic Howl. Another Raid Wide. And behind. Crunch. What's happening? Cutscenes? Actually a cutscene? I was joking, I thought it was just some transition. A fallen avatar. It just ate something. Toxic crunch? Is this the same thing? But of the poison. Non-dispellable? Venom Squall, that's another... Oh, it's nuts. What is this? Poisons? What is this? Crunch? What? That's a Baja mechanic. Oh! Press the wrong button. Go to the last one, and then rotate. Another searing ray. Ruby glow. More reflections. We want to be here, away from the poison. Then you go to the other side. Easy peasy. poison. Oh, we can go here. Just pay attention to the poisons. Yo, what? Can I never know if I can addle stacks. Bang bang. I mean, I don't know. Felt a little weak for the first boss. It was his face. The first P1. I think P1 was better than this. Not saying the savage, but still, just P1 normal compared to this normal mode. But it's whatever, it's just a first, you know. Oh yes, I forget, you have to know what you want. Let me get that. I forget what I'm supposed to go for. Too late. Instant death? That's crazy. So this is where research is conducted on creators imbued with poisons and venoms. Ericthonios and I were conveyed not far from here. It seems our foe is finding it more difficult to surprise us. Fortunately for you, since they appear particularly keen to see you're dispatched as quickly as possible. Even alone, you are a force to be reckoned with. Part of me is glad you emerged victorious, that I might observe you further. It's him. The circumstance is different. I might thank you for keeping my son alive for this long, but I believe we can forego introductions unless I have misread you. What is this line? I'm all too familiar. Paragon. Let me go with this. Charming appellation, but I'm afraid I hold no such position. No, I am La Habrea of the Convocation of 14. If you truly are who you claim to be, then answer this question. That can wait. What the what is this? Now this is curious. The trap I wove at your feet reacts to aether, but you remain unaffected. Such thin aether and in an unfamiliar composition besides. It is of no matter, I suppose. A more direct approach will beget the same results. I would advise you to think carefully before deciding your next action. Strike me down here, and Ericthonios' wish shall remain unfulfilled. Never again shall we meet Athena. Meet Athena. Mother, you would dare hide behind her name? Listen well, Ericthonios. We are of the same mind concerning your mother. You have your allies for protection, so what harm is there in hearing me out? Ericthonios, wait. There's a question I must ask first. If you truly are La Habrea, why speak such blatant lies? Bitter in defeat, are we? Say my name. A simple request. The mess, was it? A trifle soon forgotten, as you are? As are you. I have my answer. A Habrea that I knew took pride in the convocation and would never suffer in denigration. Excuse me? You sully his station with this farce. Miss, what are you saying? La Brea and I hardly saw eye to eye, but I know his voice and when I hear it. Indeed, he makes a passing fine imitation in appearance and manner. However, the real La Brea would never call me by the name the Miss. Nani? What trouble have you forgotten yourself into, Elidibus? Elidibus? Imposter among us? You have no right to claim that form, the mask. What? Who? It was a mask that sickened me to wear. The mask of La Habrea, a man who values his position above all, who would murder his own wife in pursuit of duty. Yet you would assume my name and wield powers that are mine by right. Any worth you may have hinges on that which you may so despise. Such trite provocations, I will not be goaded to finishing this ere my work is done. Ericthonios, listen well, I am Hephaestus, and it is I whom you should call father. Wait, what? He's the real father? Oh God. What in the name of creation? We wouldn't do well not to stand idle while our enemy is about. I believe an explanation is in order. Elidibus, let us return safely so you may provide it. That sounds more like the La Brea I know. Don't step into poison, it's a one-shot. Before we depart, however, I must offer you an apology. As La Habrea said, I am Elidibus, one of the convocation and emissary of their will. For reasons which do not involve you, it was necessary to hide my identity, which investigating this place still that hardly excuses my deception. I know a thing or two about deception myself. Doom 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 doom. Doom 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 doom. Mr. Ardbert's Elidibus. That is reassuring to hear. The burdens we bear are heavy enough without adding a grudge to their weight. In any case, we have pressing matters to attend to. Let us do as La Brea suggested and return to the gates and speak there. Please help him. Save him. Mother? I see Elidibus has chosen to keep odd company, such a vexing composition of aether you possess. I still don't understand. As you are aware of now, I am known as Elidibus. After my dear friend Azem and I detected irregularities in Pandemonium, we decided that the best course of action would be to hide my station as I conducted my investigation. I'm pretty sure we thought it was Elidibus at first, but because he didn't go by Elidibus, we thought it wasn't him. Now they're saying it is him. Okay. I am sure La Brea as well is eager to find out why I hid who I was, so I shall save the story for later. First, I would like to speak of you, my friend. Although neither Azem nor I had ever met you in the flesh, you came with his highest recommendation. That alone was enough for me to accept you as an ally without question. That somewhere in the world a guiding star so similar to himself was out there amused Azem to no end. There was not a shade of doubt in his heart that you would be a formidable ally. Furthermore, I have heard stories that Mistress Vanad, who held the position of Azem previously, journeyed with a familiar much like yourself. That made the decision to trust you all the easier. She too now dons the white robes of an advisor. If she placed her absolute faith in you, I knew I would be in capable hands. Aware though I was of the path you walked, I had no interest in exposing you. I merely wanted to meet you, to travel by your side for a while. I may know but a small portion of your whole story, but that is enough for me to believe you would never lead me astray. I want to tell you that. So we'll see about that. Jail. I don't know how long it's been since we last spoke, La Brea, and truth be told, I had hoped we never would again. But I see now that I was a fool to think I would ever escape your meddling. Just what is it, that thing that called himself La Brea? And why is he the spitting image of your younger self? I find it hard to believe you've only just now found out such a being was wreaking havoc in Pandemonium. Did you think matters would simply sort themselves out? Huh, I suppose you deserve at least a cursory explanation. I was well aware of the anomalies occurring in Pandemonium, including the fact that Azem and Elidibus had taken it upon themselves to investigate. I saw no reason to insert myself into the situation for a time, that was. Imagine my surprise when, instead of a formal report from you and yours, I received a communication from one of the keywords stating that research and operation were proceeding as usual. While Hephaestus's deception was almost childish in its simplicity, it became plain to me that your grasp on the situation was slipping. You knew of his existence from the beginning. I can hardly imagine that you would suffer another masquerade as one of the convocation. Without good reason, at least. As you well know, the name La Brea is but a marker of my station. 'Tis not the name I was born with. Hephaestus has claimed that for himself. I cannot fault him for it, as he is my other half, in a manner of speaking. He knows all that I know, my equal in every way, yet within his heart is naught but greed, envy, and desire, all of the emotions that we are loath to acknowledge within ourselves. If what you say is true, what purpose would such a being serve? He's the product of experimentation gone awry, a reminder of the days when I was yet young and reckless. I thought him sealed away for good, but it seemed that time has a way of unearthing the shame we bury. When he spoke of my mother, he looked at you with venom in his eyes, blamed you for her death. Tell me, was he right to do so? His words were but the ramblings of a tortured mind. The hatred and despair he endures has warped his view of the world irreparably. Now that he has awakened, he must be put to rest. He succeeds in breaching Pandemonium's protective wards, he shall invite disaster into our star. As chief keyword of Pandemonium, it is my duty to decide the proper course of action. As such, I declare that all research shall be summarily abandoned and the facility destroyed. What? What? You would leave the warders to their doom? Tis a choice befitting La Habrea. You disagree. You speak of duty, and ours is to guide our star and its inhabitants upon the correct course. It is no surprise that you would choose annihilation of Pandemonium if its existence posed even the remotest risk to our people. Yet as you can see by Ericthonius' response, the decision is somewhat more nuanced than that. Azem and I grappled with this conundrum for some time, in fact. That is precisely why I chose to involve myself directly. It was the only way I could truly determine the best solution. And you need not trouble yourself further. The chief keyword must prevent the worst from occurring, no matter the cost. You're feeling a little bit of no consequence. Have you taken even a moment to consider another path? No! You've spared nary a thought for aught but yourself and your duty. You have no idea of the trials we've endured, the foes that Glide has stood against. Glide, is it? A being of such aether as I have never seen. What are you? He is the guiding star that shall lead us safely through this. Thanks to his stout arm and steadfast courage, we have subdued the mythic creations and returned them to their cells. Speaking of which, I would hear your opinion, Glide. As outsiders, we are in a unique position to look upon circumstances with our vision unclouded by attachment. What was that you said about being an emissary? That's brilliant. Elidibus the emissary may speak on our behalf. Should he judge our approach the more sound, even La Habrea would be compelled to listen. As Elidibus, I am duty-bound to assess the matter from a position impartially. My opinion as the miss can carry no weight. You understand what that means, yes? I do. Even so, you've walked with us all this time, seen what we've seen. Based on that alone, I trust that you'll find the best way forward. Very well, then in my capacity as emissary, I shall state my judgment. Present, there are merits both in destroying Pandemonium outright and in taking time to rescue its researchers. Neither is yet an impossible task. Therefore, I judge that the most measured choice would be to continue upon our present course. We delve into the abyssos and tearing any mythic creations we encounter along the way. You have yet to witness Glide's might and Ericthonius' resolve. I would ask that you see our capabilities firsthand and only then decide if our endeavor is futile. Such is the will of the emissary, then I shall obey. However, if indeed I find your strength to be lacking, I trust there will be no objections to the immediate destruction of Pandemonium. You needn't worry about that. We won't fail. You are bolder than I remember. And you're even more tedious than I remember. Glide, come find me when you're finished. I'm liking this part of the story a lot. Enter La Habrea starts getting good. Ericthonius is understandably frustrated, but if we are to conquer Abyssos, we must go forth with clear heads. Pray lend an ear to his troubles, that their weights might be lightened. That's why, like, even though the 1 through 4 parts didn't do much for me, like, you can't judge it with just the first parts. Usually the second part is where things pick up. Not in the case we're eating, though. You have done all you could. Words, only your actions can convince me now. Let's do it. Wait, what? Where are we going? No. Let's continue. Next. What? Where's this? What? What the? Oh. These damn gates. Is he gonna transform again? You know, you do have my gratitude. Ill-fit as I am to show it at the moment, without your words to sway him, Brea would have carried out his plan without a second thought. And at first we realized the creations had slipped their bonds. The other keywords did all in their power to restore order. Even though they could have chosen escape, they remained to aid their allies. I'm certain not a soul among them would wish to see this facility erased from the world. And they don't deserve to be abandoned simply for carrying out their duty. Besides, Hephaestus has secrets yet untold, secrets that would be buried if pandemonium were reduced to rubble. I mean to uncover the truth behind his words, the truth of my mother. While Brea was quick to dismiss his claims, I failed to see what Hephaestus would gain by fabricating such a story. All I was told of my mother's death was that she perished in an accident. No one would say more. It was almost as if they feared saying any more, in fact. Even if it was not Brea that dealt the fatal blow, we've seen with our own eyes how quickly he can condemn others to die. I only wish to know at last what befell her. What do you think, Glide? Does the Brea you know have any regard for the lives of others, or will he carry out his duty with another's blood on his hands? He wants to use my ally as a vessel for his own twisted ends. What would possess him to do that? Even for Brea, such an act would be a black mark against him if it were made known. I can't imagine how much your ally suffered. But it is plain there is much to consider. Thank you, Glide. It's easy for me to get carried away by emotion where he's concerned. We should focus on the task at hand, proving to Brea that we are capable of saving Pandemonium and its keepers. The most convincing way to do that would be to regain control of Abyssos. Although I'm loath to admit it, he would know more about those depths than any of us, and seeing as how we require every advantage we can afford. Clyde, would you speak to him for us? He seems to have a special interest in your capabilities, and may deign to have help at your suggestion, only to see what you can do. I'll call you Elidibus. Arctonius appears to have a deep trust in you, and Elidibus tells me you share some relation to Azem. Your usual aether does not mark you as a familiar. It is unlike anything I have ever seen, even among the countless concepts I have observed. Think that I would encounter an existence I could not create by my own hand. Azem never ceases to surprise me. The previous Azem was much the same, and taking the entirety of the star into consideration, she came to hold dear emotions and people that a more logical mind would have discarded. This made her act in her own self-interest more often than not. Just as you and Elidibus have conducted yourselves in this matter, the true danger of Azem's nature is its tendency to affect all those he comes into contact with. Mitzhulk said much the same. Trust that I shall do naught that would violate my duty. And yet you so frivolously invoked your authority as emissary to justify this little excursion. That is little, however. Only your deeds can speak for you now. You wish to know more of Abyssos, I take it. Although I no longer have control over many of its functions, I can yet sense what creations lie within. To use keywords, reach is far indeed. Well then, what do we have to look forward to? I sense no creations of note. Perhaps they have been made into fodder for experimentation, or perhaps they have been transferred to the deepest circles. Yet Hephaestus would never allow you safe passage. He has left a trial for you to overcome. Speak of Hegemon, keyword of Abyssos. Although her presence is stained with marks of corruption, it is unmistakable. I knew her as a woman gifted in magic and blessed with a highly logical mind. I can sense those qualities within her still. There's something else at work. While I can. I had to hazard a guess. I would say that's because she's already been twisted into Hephaestus. Doubtless against her will. Lied, Demis. We must rescue her from the cruel fate, and if we cannot, we can at least seal her away until we find a means to undo the damage. Your allies make you bold, Ericthonios. I very much look forward to seeing how far they carry you. Huh. Whatever. Fail? We would never. Yo, I can't go on this? I thought I could. But not on this before? Oh my god. Priority? First time priority? I'm pretty sure that's a thing. That's why it took me 40 minutes to get back into the trial yesterday. The world asunder, the sixth circle. It's her. I thought this was like Ericthonios or La Habrea in the trailer. But it is she. Squares, we've got squares. She's got traps for us. Oh boy. Amythios Hegmon. We're slowly getting lyrics? Is this like Ultima Thule? Polymoid. Polywaywide. No, what is this? What's happening? What is this? What? It's just... This is waywide? No, it's not. What? Chorus? Okay, do not be where the blasts are. It's triangles. Come on, you could get hit by the first one, but the second one you get hit by it? Someone got hit a third time. Then you got a question. Hemtheos' Dark 4. This has got to be the main line. There it is. Okay. Transmission. I don't want to be near you guys. Gloss form? What is that? Host to parasite. Take control of body. What is this? What is this? We face away? Okay. What? Okay. I thought I was gonna have to like transfer something to him. I don't know. Oh, I didn't even realize there's another red mage. Chorus. Big zone. What? Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, you want to use Addle on my Addle? I see that. Now we've all got stuff. What? Oh. Man. Those combos. Oh, and there's a team going first and a team going second? Timers. No defensives. Help me. Help. I just died to straight damage. We have 2 Astros. And 2 red mages. Like, what is this? These 2 are switching. I think this is safe. Right here. Both of the first 2 bosses seem to offer a lot of confusion. With the reflections in the first one, and now this one's gonna be a whole bunch of square swapping. Those 2 are swapping, so right here. Oh, and she's doing it again. What? I was in front of it. And I was going inward toward the circle to make it even easier to not die to it. Whatever. I could have popped sprint. Let me see the timers on this. 20 seconds. Some people have 20 seconds. What's the other one? Really? Let me just face away. Not mess with anything. What? Hey! Really? Yo. Bang bang. Do 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 do. Nice. None of this matters when you really think about it. What does gear even matter for? We've won. As to be expected, Evdonios appears quite pleased with our victory. Since from here that Hegemon has been contained, the effect of his anchoring. We've won. The keyword is sealed away, alive this time. Aubrey, I can't deny us now. He has to love us now. Servant of violence. Servant? Our plan was a success, although I hardly need to tell you that. Hegemon has been sealed away, and now you have no choice but to admit the merit in our methods. You had the right of it. I am not so petty as to deny the achievements of those I've squabbled with, no matter how strongly we disagree. Ha! Oh. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Moreover, this being Aether as then. Hold on. Moreover, this being Aether as thin as retreating mist, unable to has made a more of a mystery. And we have leave to continue. Then we have leave to continue. As for that, there is one among you whose very presence puts the others at risk. It would be best to proceed without him. For failure would have consequences that reach far beyond pandemonium. As for that, there is one among... Wait, what? I thought I pressed that. And of whom do you speak? A warder who cannot even conduct his duty without aid. In this place, hope alone is not enough to overcome what awaits you. A single misstep will send all to their doom. So long as we each do our parts and look to the allies by our side, even a neophyte can raise his companions. That's something that Glide and Themis taught me. While I do not wish to express any bias, I am inclined to agree. If my investigation has made anything clear, it is that we are together greater than the sum of our parts. And hope has brought us this far. It drives us to seek the right path and to act before the path lies closed to us. Then tell me, what is it you hope for? To see Hephaestus in chains. That's the surest way to prevent further sacrifices. I'm aware that destroying Pandemonium would risk rid of him, but the cost is far too great. And I admit, I wish to know how he means to resurrect Athena. And there we have it. You must leave this place at once, and do not think to set foot in Pandemonium again. Huh? You are capable, that much is plain. Yet Hephaestus cannot be suffered to live, and I shall not allow his talk of resurrection to poison mine or anyone else's mind. Life flows in a cycle, this is known. All souls return to the underworld, and Athena's is no exception. She has likely found a new vessel and a new journey to embark upon. You cannot be ignorant to the folly of Hephaestus' words. Even were he to breathe life into a body, the soul contained within would not be your mother's. What if our knowledge is imperfect? What if Hephaestus has discovered Hephaestus, I don't know. Hephaestus? Has discovered something that no one else has. He knows all that you do, understands the bitter reality of the world. He wouldn't pursue the impossible. Think, Heractonios, I have already explained that he is merely my twisted reflection. Is it worth bringing back your mother if it means others are used and discarded like tools? Is it worth it to see her once more? Now you measure the worth of our colleagues' lives. What was that foolish braying about saving them? Merely a performance to hide your childless devotion to your mother. Mother? Please, such barbs will get us nowhere. We should first discuss... You would call me a fool? You who murdered your wife in service of your ambition? For the sake of the star, no doubt. Oh, I can hear it again, that voice inside my head. I know who to follow, Hephaestus. Father. But what? Oh my lord. Mother, oh I love you so, and this will guide you. No, don't listen. Listen not. Heractonios. Apologies, you taught me that a calm heart stays the course, but I could never even grasp that, brother. Heractonios! This was Hephaestus' work. There can be no doubt. It seems he learned from his previous failure. Hephaestus is cunning despite his warped mind. Whatever took hold of Heractonios, it's made short work of his reason. From the moment he laid eyes upon me, I could sense his hatred and rage simmering below the surface. 'Twas but a matter of time until it spilled forth, and that was when he fell into the spell's embrace. Magic woven with such skill that Heractonios himself failed to notice until it was too late. If this is the measure of Hephaestus' power, then the other keywords had little chance to resist it. We saw his work during our encounter with Hesperos. Doubtless Hephaestus' magic fed his admiration and envy until there was room for naught else in his heart. And there was something else besides. Did you not feel the presence of another? As I thought, someone was trying to warn Ergdonios, but whom? Could it have been one of the keywords? Alas, their warning arrived too late. I had already provoked Ergdonios past the point of no return. I bear the burden for this failure. In my stubbornness, I could scorn the boy, and Hephaestus knew that. And now I dread to think of the ordeal that awaits him due to my rashness. There is time yet to save him. We can easily regain control of Abyssos, giving us a firm foothold from which to brave Pandemonium's lower level. No enemy is within reach. Just as with Hesperos, Ergdonios is in danger of being consumed by Hephaestus' spell. However, I have faith that he will not easily lose sight of himself. The way forward is clear. Halabrea, pray tell us all you know of what we shall find beyond Abyssos. I can only assume one more keyword lies in wait. The deepest level of Pandemonium is called Tartaros, and your passage shall be challenged not only by a keyword. Hephaestus has laid traps in every corner of its halls. You have no hope of surviving far past the threshold. That I expect is where Glide shall shine. His dissolute aether shall allow him to slip through the traps unimpeded. We saw it have when Hephaestus had no effect, and doubtless even he has yet to devise a counter. When time is of the essence, Hephaestus is already well aware that you can match a keyword in battle. He will not stand idle while you stroll past his other defenses at your leisure. Greed must insist upon it ere we depart. We have yet to discern to what end Hephaestus would use Ergdonios. If you know, I will ask that you enlighten us. And then there is the matter of Athena. Why do you so fiercely rebuke Ergdonios' feelings for his mother? While I understand the very thought of resurrecting the dead is anathema, you act as if grief over her passing should be equally so. How are we to grapple with that what plagues our friend and drives our foe if you refuse to acknowledge it? I do not acknowledge it. I wish only to spare those that feel its still greater pain. So instead of being honest, you bicker like a child. How dare you? No, you are right. The blame for Ergdonios' fate rests squarely on my shoulders. Very well, I shall lay bare the truth, but only after the foe before us has been laid low. The remaining keyword is Agdistis. What? Agdistis? She has served in Pandemonium since its inception, and her affinity for magic is peerless even among the keywords. Hephaestus knows that losing her would mean the end of his experiments. He has hidden her in a space unreachable by conventional means. But your presence makes mockery of such barriers. The scarcity of your aether means it will be trivial to send you directly to Agdistis. We shall approach as closely as caution will allow. We know where the battle will commence, so I do not anticipate difficulty in detecting your presence. From afar, I shall do my best to provide you with ground on which to fight and phantom allies to aid you. As for the interment, I have yet to think of a foolproof method. Interment shall not be necessary. From here I can sense Agis' essence, but it is scarcely recognizable. Hephaestus was more ambitious with her than he was with her hegemon. She has been transfigured such that barely a scantling of herself remains. We can but take comfort in what a mercy the underworld will be to her. Oh, it's showtime. Spirited away to Tartaros. Can't even go over there. When are we gonna fight this thing? The Snake Warrior. Three-headed Snake Warrior. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Ba-dum, bum. Ba-dum, bum. Showtime! No more red mages, please, and let's not have double Astro. Let's get some shield healers. The seventh circle. Oh, is this the triangle platform I saw? This damn tree. Is this Gaia? No, it can't be. We already did Gaia. Is this the same as the fifth circle song? Oh no. Same as the last one. But I think they might have added some beats to it. What is this hitbox? Is that what became of the keyword? Bow of Attis. Whoa. What is happening? I think we have to get close. Oh, okay, you just gotta look at his hands. Whoa. What? Who died? What the hell? What's going on? What? Who just fell off? Someone straight up fell off. What? What is these? What's happening? Can't resin. What's happening? Explosions. I have no mana. Exos. We got supers. Glare. What the? I was considering jumping. Like, were we supposed to jump back to the other platform? Is that? Oh, damn! Oh my lord. No one saw that. Okay. We see it now. We see it now. I saw it last second, but it was too late. It's like they did all that and they made us forget about the bows. I guess we could all go to the same one. Oh, Polly and Savage, you're definitely gonna need to split properly. Always watch the tree, Trunks. What's happening? Come on, one tank go left, one tank go right. Forbidden fruits. Forbidden fruit. So is this just, they're just swooping in the direction they face? Is that it? I shall give you ground on which you can fight. Watch the burrows. You know, it's after this. Oh no. You want to stay in the middle a lot. Forbidden fruits. Too much. Hey, let me get in. Oh. Help! I should have jumped. Cause I think because I jumped, people were starting to go towards me. Like I was just because I needed to cast. More fruits. God. Okay, off the platforms. What? What? Straight up white? Yeah, there was one over here. Well, okay, just go. I forgot what the raid wide even is. Yo, I cannot remember. For the sake of me. There's no reason to not go right here. I think by habit we should have one tank go left and one tank go right. Just to have everything covered or whatever. Why don't you go up here? Why are you... What? Spark of life. I don't know what I just looked at. The burrows, guys, the burrows. Libida? Rivida? What is this? New formation. You can't just do a new formation. But this is good. Melee's in the front. What? After, not... Isn't this free blend? Enrage? Is this the Enrage? Ouch. No more forbidden fruits. I think we got more birds coming. Knockback. Can I knock back immune? I don't think I should have though. There's a safe spot right here if you immune that. What's happening? Spark of life. I'm in danger. I can heal. What? What is this damage I just took? Yo! Is this the bows? You gotta save that LB3. You can't use it on this. And we have people up. Beautiful spacing. What we got here? Circles. We gotta go forward. fruits. Circles. We are not in position too. That would have killed us. I forgot all about that. We weren't ready for it. Oh, I don't know. I should have expected that. But I won't. Oh man, that's good stuff. That's that good shit. What is this? I shouldn't have passed that. Nice. The moment Agistus was slain, the flow of aether and pandemonium focused cleanly on this location, creating a tunnel of sorts through which we could quickly convey ourselves. It was almost as if we were ushered here. This space was created with care and concealed with powerful wards. Only a keyword would have been able to detect it, and even then, with great difficulty, ergo. If only I could restore Tartarus to order, but I'm afraid this is the most I can manage with such power as remains to me. It has been too long, Master Labrea. Likewise, keyword Agistus, I should not be surprised you were able to break free of Hephaestus' spells, even diminished as you were. 'Twas not an easy task, even with your aid. His curses dig into one's heart, creating a storm of emotions that is all too easy to become lost in it. Only by chance did the fragment of myself remain, illuminating a path through the madness. And thus am I able to appear before you now. Even while my body was powerless to resist Hephaestus' commands, some small part of my logical mind stood alone in defiance. It even managed to speak to the outside world. The report, that was you! Doubtless you recognize my voice from the many times I have called out to you. The hope that those pleas would not fall on deaf ears was all that kept me from succumbing to hopelessness. Sure. But I have a greater purpose here than simply saying my farewells. There is something you must know, that the tragedies of the past do not repeat in the present. Forgive me for what I am about to do, Master Labrea, but the story must be told. It is the only way to understand Hephaestus' fixation with Ergonios. No longer can you hide your heart away. He was about to tell us, wasn't he? Hephaestus? No, the mask marks him as Labrea. As Labrea had brought an end to Lady Athena's life and sealed away a part of his memories and emotions with Hephaestus, these are my recollections of the moments flowing. Didn't the imposter have the mask too? Or am I bugging? And you truly have no intention of revealing the truth to Erchthonios? My lesser half is now buried where no one can find it. We would be wise to do the same with our memory of this day. Blood should not sway the spirit soul, but Athena's teachings have warped the boy. I fear he would see our star burn to keep his mother safe. Erchthonios believes that he feels love, but he is shackled by dependence. He could not bear the truth. Dependence makes it all the more important to be open with him. He will seek answers about his mother's loss, which shall inevitably lead him to you. Are you willing to accept the blame for Athena's death? Are you willing to accept your son's hatred? Yes. If that is what comes to pass, then so be it. Better to be burning with hatred than the knowledge that Athena thought his body and soul were mere tools to be used and discarded. Wait, what? But Athena's a good guy, no? Even were I to tell him what his mother plotted, he would ever seek reasons to believe that the true fault lies with me or with him. Should he merely hate me, he will remain unfettered by doubt, free to serve the star far from his parents' shadow. Erchthonios loved his mother more than life itself, and yet what a dreadful truth you've borne all this time. Such is La Habrea's nature. Every action, every word of solution to life's great dilemmas, and none to spare for his own. What I have revealed to you is but a small portion of a larger picture. I shall leave it to La Habrea to paint the rest for you, and for Erchthonios, I hope. Thank you, Agistus. Thank you, Agistus. I always admired you, you know? What a choice did I have when you sacrificed so much to guide our star to the heavens. Asios was doubtless sensed that his final keyword has fallen. He should return to the surface before he moves to strike us here. If we are to face him, we must be prepared to bring our full strength to bear. There's nothing but demons and pandemonium. Justice was ever a bold woman, even in her final moments, that she would unearth the secrets of my past for all to look upon. Still, full glad am I that she faced you as her last opponent. I could think of none more worthy to send her soul off to the other side. The other side, huh? Wait, this is new text. One final wish. The vision you saw told the story far more eloquently than I ever could. Athena was consumed by her research and was willing to sacrifice her own child if it hastened her progress. She did not offer him a position here out of a sense of love or pride. It was merely because she knew he would be the most pliable test subject. See now why you hid the truth from him. I cannot say with certainty that Erdoños could handle the weight of such betrayal after holding his mother on the pedestal for so long. Unfortunately, it seems not even her death has ensured his safety. Hephaestus has taken up Athena's research and succeeded in creating Methioi. I know not what his ultimate end is, but 'tis plain it is connected with the resurrection of Athena. Ultimate endo. That knowledge alone is sufficient to direct our next course of action. As for the rest of your story, we shall hear it after we have returned Erdoños to safety in accordance with Just's last wish. Very well. I can at least assure you that finding him shall prove relatively simple now, that Hephaestus can no longer bend the pandemonium to his will. There is but one place left for him to find refuge, the Black Heart of Tartaros, where Athena built her testing compound. We can assume that Hephaestus will offer fierce resistance. I must focus my every effort on securing a safe means of approach. Let us be about it. Labria would ask that you assume the duty of summoning God's phantom warriors. I have no objections. Why do they keep trying to make it canon? Something, well, that's whatever. Ability to fight within Tartaros would be greatly diminished in any case. However, I wish to deal the final blow to Hephaestus myself. There is no need to dirty your hands with such a deed. Take it then that you have no intent to seal him away as before. The presence I felt when I encountered Hephaestus bore little resemblance to the entity I created. By his own hand he has become something far more wicked, and the same magics that once shackled him may very well shatter before the power he wields. On my pride as a researcher, I am loath to repeat the same mistake twice. I would not see these events play out again, and so he must be extinguished. Well then, I shall open the way forward. May we finish this together. Let's do this. Showtime! Is this Hephaestus? It is! It's Hephaestus, Hephaestus, whatever, and Eric Danios. And shackled up. Oh, this is why I thought it was a lot better. Voice acting.
And with your death, none will be left to stop me.
Perfect imperfection. Hephaestus. Why are these... all these bosses are humanoids again. Humanoids again.
Rest eternal in the dark depths of this prison.
Oh, we have two red mages.
From fulgent flame my servants rise. Out of my sight.
What side? I thought it was gonna be a circle. Phoenix. What's a phoenix mean? I don't know. Okay. Sunforge. Is that another line?
A fitting death.
I don't understand. How are we supposed to know any of that? I guess the snake made sense, but the phoenix? Because it's not in the middle line? We got squares again?
The fruits of sacrifice.
He's beast.
Afraid to be consumed.
Look at what, yo, not the damn dungeon thing. Gorgonian. Guys, there's ads. What? It's alive. It did damage to us. Help! Help! Big damage.
Perish in flames embrace.
This is the Anider music. Anider, whatever. What is this? What is this battle? What? We didn't even pull the boss yet.
Fulgent flame my servants rise. Out of my sight. Leave naught but ash in your wake. Let's sink sorrow into your heart.
Oh, now he wants to do it again. Guys, what?
of sacrifice. You are afraid to be consumed.
Is it going to be the same positions? People really didn't see the ads the first time. Like, what? But still, that snake was almost dead. And we died. That's kind of crazy. Oh, where's the... Where's the red mage wolf? He put chains on the flames, and oh, they's coming back, guys. Wait, did they come back again? Wait. Third time. That's unheard of. Now the Phoenix. Phoenix and Snake.
Let's sink sorrow into your heart.
What's Genesis Flame? Great one? This guy, what is he doing his... What happened to this guy?
You will know my rage.
Wait, what? Oh. Okay. Okay, I see. Wait, this is the alliance raid. Rampage? Is that raid one? Was that? I think it is, yeah. Okay, okay, okay.
Sear flesh from bone.
Don't go in there. Is there another safe spot? We keep getting Phoenixes. I think Phoenixes are good. A lot easier. Just inside. Genesis Flame.
Behold the fruits of sacrifice. You are afraid to be consumed.
What? Snakes? Oh my god, yo, what's he doing? Oh.
Perish forth and sate your boundless hunger.
Oh my lord. What? Oh! You can't... Wait, was there a safe spot there?
Fulgent flame, my servants.
I was waiting to see the blue lines go. ELB3.
Sorrow into your heart.
More Genesis Flames.
Shall see my wish fulfilled.
This one again. I forgot what he does. Oh, the knockbacks.
Know my rage.
That's a lot of memorizing. And then you can't attack the boss during this. Which way? Man, the damn teammates confused me. I thought I was wrong.
Praying before a god. Leave naught but ash in your wake.
Were there chains somewhere?
Tired of this farce. Fulgent flame, my servants rise.
We keep getting Phoenix.
Let's sink sorrow into your heart.
Maybe the snake doesn't exist.
Behold
Psych.
the fruits of sacrifice.
And it... I think the third boss was the best so far. This one was alright. I'm whelmed by this boss. The third boss was good. Alright. Nice. What do I have? Oh, I forgot I have boots. Yo, yo! Can I get something? How did I lose at 89? The chain of events that led to this moment began with my error. When out of mercy I confined you here, now I break it and leave no trace of you behind. This is not over. I'm surprised there's no gimmicks or anything, like duty actions for any of these bosses. I see you will not go peacefully. Even a cast-off would uphold his pride, though such an impulse must speak to the overwhelming arrogance of my other half. Name Hephaestus shall grow to eclipse yours. We'll see about that. None shall remember the deeds of La Habrea once I fulfill Athena's ambition and bring Ericthonios' dream to life. You speak as if you care a whit for the boy. Why then do you cower behind him? There are some desires which must be not realized. Athena would see the world destroyed if it meant she could find hers in ruins. As for Ericthonios, he knows not what his wish would beget, a truth which you have hidden him from him. Do you truly believe a father's role is to deceive and manipulate? My wish. You would claim the name Hephaestus and call yourself his father, yet you bind his mind and body in dark chains. Your words and your pride ring hollow. Athena wanted her son by her side, and he desires to return there. What wickedness is there in mending a broken family? Athena cared not for Ericthonios beyond how he could serve her ends. You claim to be acting in his interest, but 'tis plain you are no different. As I ushered Athena to her end, I vowed that my sole mission in life would be to guide her. Is this star true? In the service to that vow, I silenced the whispers of my heart. I could not nurture a son whilst an entire world looked to me for guidance. For that choice, I bear the responsibility. Yet he is still my son, and I'll not suffer you to seduce him with false hope. You, who are naught but the bitter dregs of Athena, and I, the very worst of us. Mother, no, then who, how do I? Hearken to your heart. Wait, I shouldn't say that. I should have just said trust La Habrea. I hear you. I owe you and Themis an apology. Athena, did you ever... And La Habrea, I will have my say. How his mind was mine? I can't explain. Blythe's words reached me through the haze. They rang loud and clear, as did the words of another, in a voice much like yours, but resounding with the truth. How? When did you master these bonds? He's been working on it. Oh, we've endured much worse. Go, Pokeball, go! You worthless, you... Rah! We use the Master Ball. It appears my failures have borne fruit after all. You did well, son. Allah! I don't know. With Hephaestus' essence contained in this crystal, we may safely return Ericthonios above. That he would bind Hephaestus with only half his senses intact. I understand his adeptness in the art of interment. It was hardly what I had in mind, but a feat deserving of praise nonetheless. Truth imperfect. I feel no trace of Hephaestus' poisons in your mind, and for blessing, it appears your body is none the worse for wear. I made my way here as soon as I could. I no longer sense Hephaestus, and the force assailing Pandemonium's barriers has ceased. Be rid of him for good and all? I see. Despite his muddled senses, Ericthonios felt that to seal Hephaestus away was the proper course. It wasn't so noble as that. I only knew something had to be done, so I acted. La Brea, was that how you dealt with Hephaestus in the past? Indeed, he was not but the parts of my memory and soul that I had cut away. A mass of aether without a material vessel. Storing his essence within the crystal was the most logical choice. On that matter, I believe the time has come for you to share the rest of your tale of Hephaestus' creation and Athena's end. I heard your words, but only vaguely, as if I'm from under the surface of a deep pool. My mother wished to use me? I would hear the whole truth. I want to know what happened here, and what drove Athena to act as she did. I'm ready. You asked me, I'm ready. Athena's brilliance outshone us all. Even the other members of the Words of La Habrea were as children in comparison. So dedicated to research was she that it was not unheard of for her to forget meals or even sleep. Her mind was ever grasping for knowledge, and it was in this endless search that she became obsessed with uncovering the secrets of life. You see, while we can conceive life in various forms, the means of creating a soul are beyond our ken. Similarly, though we can enhance and alter our physical vessels, we have ever been bound to them. Athena's purpose was to shatter these limitations. Such limitations as we were not meant to surpass. She sought to enter the realm of the gods. Scarce few have the ability to comprehend what such a task entails, let alone the courage to attempt it. For most, the thought would be an idle fancy, considered once and then discarded. Not so for Athena. As leader of Words of La Habrea, I spoke with her often about transcending our being. From an academic perspective, the challenge has plagued countless researchers through the ages. It was during these musings that I began to formulate a theory, a means by which a person could meld with the creation. Weakness of one would be mitigated by the strengths of the other, and the result could be something greater than we had ever imagined. Although it was but a theory, Athena insisted I developed it further. Curious about every detail along the way, our conversations became more frequent, and our platonic relationship grew into something much more. I take it I was born not soon after. If so, I believed she bore true affection for me, and was blind to her hidden intentions. When Pandemonium was built and she requested to lead the researchers, I saw no reason to deny her. Even settled aside our relationship, her accomplishments as a scholar made her the obvious choice. However, in him giving her Pandemonium, I also gave her free rein to conduct whatsoever experiments she could devise. And when you found out what she was doing, you killed her. I made haste to Pandemonium the moment I learned of these hidden chambers. I left Adistus to keep watch from Tartaros's vestibule as I ventured deeper, knowing not what would await me. As for what occurred next, it is best to see with your own eyes. Huh? Projections. Wait, what? Why is he always getting hanged? Crucified. Is that me? That's your favorite position. You are well aware that out of respect for our neighbors in Elpis, the researchers of Pandemonium are not to be masked. You stand before me with your face covered. What petty defiance is this? What indeed? He's so quick you are to rebuke me. Though you yourself have not set foot in these halls since their inception. You must have known you could not conceal this from myself and Adistus forever. As well, you know that I cannot allow it to continue. I shall say this but once. Release Ericdonios, else I shall have no choice but to strike you down. I would meet my end at the hands of none other. However, ere my time is come, I will have you know the why of it. And you will not desist. Once you understand what has driven me this far, you shall see that stopping was never an option. The feelings of one weigh little against the needs of the entire star. Of course, of that I am well aware, but you did not deign to descend from your lofty heights simply to lecture me as you would a child. You have an interest in my motivations, what possessed Athena, peerless researcher and mother to the son of the great La Habrea, to embark upon the path to her downfall. History will demand an answer, but it is you who deserves one. Give me your hand, La Habrea, and mm, we shall know one another more deeply than ever before. Impossible. You bonded your souls? Aye, that the boundaries between us would cease to be. She offered me everything to be understood. I found myself unable to refuse. At that moment, my mind was a storm of questions, yet one roared the loudest. Did Athena ever truly love me? I am become thee, memory and mind. And I thee. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? My heart, all that I am. Yes, as if it were my own. A fathomless desire to dissect the mysteries of life, to transcend our mortal flesh and bleed into a higher plane of existence. An unquenchable thirst for knowledge, not a single thought spared for another, or the star. How disappointing. Yet what is known cannot be unknown. You have beheld my life's work. Try as you might to excise the memory, the seed of desires remains, and when it takes roots, you too shall be consumed by the selfsame fervor. I will dig it out. I will dispense with the corruption in my soul ere you rot in its sight spreads. 'Twas my weakness that let this wickedness fester, but never again. Today I cast aside fickle emotion and abide in duty alone. Hephaestos. Today I renounce all that I was, and I'll live only as La Habrea. Mask off. Or mask split? Thus did I forsake the part of myself that had been polluted by Athena, sealing it within a crystal. Never did I think I would one day face those memories made flesh. Forgive my bluntness, but your actions bordered on insanity. To go to such lengths to escape your memories, you nearly rewrote your very existence. Rest assured, the change did not go unnoticed by our colleagues in the convocation. Big Yorm and Emmett Selk, in particular, made plain the suspicions they harbored. As well they should have. That you escaped with your life was nothing short of a miracle. Why didn't you destroy the crystal then and there? Did you think to one day you make use of the knowledge it contained? I will not deny such considerations played into my decision, but my main motivation was fear. I had never attempted such a feat before. The crystal was my sole recourse. Should something go awry with the remainder of my soul, in hindsight, to cling it was a mistake born of doubt. The crystal. Athena must have anticipated that I would resort to such measures and prepared a vessel beforehand that would accept the dregs of my soul. Hephaestus doubtless believed he was performing his duty as a husband and father should, yet in truth he was but a puppet being pulled to and fro by Athena's desires. His goal was not to raise himself high, he thought only of seeing his dear Athena live again, that she might finish what she began. Yet for all that, he and I were alike. We yet shared a fatal flaw. You see, our need for control blinded us to other perspectives. While I was enthralled to Hephaestus, he called out to me, "What say you now? Does La Habrea speak true?" I guess so. Yes, and now it's your turn to do the same. I just want to know one thing. Did you truly believe that hiding the truth was the best for me? Even knowing how I felt about Mother? The La Habrea I know had a fatal flaw after all. Still not convinced. I have said all that I can say. Now it is for you to choose to believe me, or not. The La Habrea I know holds duty above all else. I would sooner prostrate myself before an erupting volcano than place my fickle emotions in its path. What? When you return to the surface, you'll doubtless don that mask once more, so before we climb out of this forsaken pit, I suppose I should say, thank you, Father. Thank you, Hephaestus. Wait, what? Why do you call him that? Well, okay, that's his actual. So he wasn't an imposter. I've heard enough. There is more I would discuss. Let's go though. I hope it ends here and they don't give me more quests. Like this is fine. This is a good length, good amount of dialogue. We understand each other, and then just tease the next part and that's it. Don't give me a whole nother quest on stuff. We have control of the full facility. I owe you an apology, Glide. It was due to my own experience that Hephaestus was so easily able to take hold of my mind. I also owe you thanks. If you and the Miss hadn't chosen to brave the chaos occurring in Pandemonium, then I would have never known La Habrea's story, my father's story. It was a tale I too was fascinated to hear. I very much look forward to speaking with Azam upon my return. Not help but wonder how much of this he foresaw. I am afraid I cannot allow that, Elizabeth. So long as you retain control of Pandemonium, there is work to be done. But of course, I shall first free the remaining warders and restore this place to its former glory. Using the facilities in Tartaros, we should be able to reverse the changes made to their bodies and minds. I shall stay behind to oversee the process. That is well, but I must yet learn why I was considered the key to Hephaestus' experiments and how he intended to revive Athena. Such questions are best left unanswered. In fact, I forbid the pursuit of that knowledge. The boundary between man and creation shall never again be crossed. I intend to destroy the crystal containing Hephaestus' essence, that this mistake never again repeats. I see no reason to gainsay your judgment. There is yet the matter of your crystal, however. Truth be told, I had not considered its origin until I saw the one containing Hephaestus' aether. I was struck by how wholly different they were. There's another. Emmett Silk. While imbuing a crystal with memories is a simple process, storing a message, a warning even, would be something altogether more complex. Wait, no, this is actually a different crystal. This also means that someone besides the present company, Anna Zem, was aware of the plot unfolding within Pandemonium. Then why would they not make themselves known even now? No threats remain. Perhaps it was one of the other warders. We shall question them after they were free. I thought it was the third boss. Agistus, whatever. Agistus? The task may take some time. A resource I'd rather not steal from you. Done enough for the time being. Leave the loose ends and continue the journey. Take a repose. This toxic journey smacks of Azam. As well should. He pledged to keep moving according to the world. If you do find yourself spare moments, okay, go. Till next time. You guys don't have to say all this stuff. Just say, see you later. I wish I didn't have to do this part. Like, this part outside in Labyrinthos seems unnecessary. Just keep it here. Help us. But they have to make sense out of everything. Every little thing. They want to leave dot all the I's, cross all the T's. No plot holes. Life isn't glide. I really don't care about this. So what was going on here? Is that Pandemonium? Was that always there? Now I have to go to the dungeon and check. Is that real? Why, is that the whenever danger visits the world, you are never far behind? Why are you here? And you too, Professor Claudian's assistants, I take it? Right, for me, I take it that you are involved in this. I would thank you to furnish with an explanation. I don't need an explanation. Just end my quest, please. No more. Just crazy stuff is happening. That's all I need to know. Here we go. Why can't they voice act this stuff? While the research summary you submitted to the forum gave us no cause for concern, these details are alarming. The professor's last message indicated he was on his way to Azazla, but we know not whether he ever reached his destination. The professor, he's stuck in there. A rash endeavor, even for Claudian, but he has ever allowed the thrill of discovery to cloud his better judgment. We have no recourse but to entreat Ishgard's aid in searching for him. As for the unsightly fortress which materialized in the ethereal sea, Pandemonium was it? Cannot be left alone. For the time being, information regarding this matter must be strictly controlled so as to minimize panic. We will gather those with knowledge of the ethereal sea and continue monitoring it for further irregularities. You two submit a detailed report to the forum at once. At present, we have far more questions than answers. Nevertheless, I would ask for your assistance at such a time. Okay. Till next time. Okay, until next time. Bye. End it. No more. End it. Yes, yes, nod, nod. Okay, okay, walk away. He brought the crystal with him. Make sure you're in tip-top shape for next time. Alright. And that is Pandemonium 4 to 8. Wait, what? No, 5 to 8. Overall, I think 1 to 4 was better overall. But I did like the third boss the most out of all of them. That was some good stuff. And the story has gotten good now. I put it on par with Alexander, maybe a little less, not as good. In between Alexander and Omega, I guess. Got some loot. Alright, that is all for now. Gotta do some dailies, cap my tomes, do some PvP. There's a new season. New season means new rewards. These other quests, there's the combination quests, post on SQ and Hildebrand. Probably do it off stream. I don't know yet. I don't see the point in booting up for those. But yeah, that's it. I'm out of here. There's some minions and a mount over here. Spirit. Oh, what?